True XL and the true Juicy Kids in this rematch as we are starting now. Kickoff pretty neutral, as I'm sure the game is going to be very similarly even.
Absolutely. We've spent all day watching Rocket League, whilst these guys have been spending all day playing Rocket League. Let's finish it out with some very good matches, shall we? As Jazer finds himself on the wall, but now XL, chances for them. However, neither team really making much of their possession so far. Marky gonna get off the backboard, no one there to contest it either. Should be a follow-up, and it is. Lovely setup from Marky, and Niels Cook's shot placement on point.
I love how pumped Marky is after that touch, finding it high on the backboard, and you see both Jazer and Killer number 7 struggling to be able to read that, but the most impressive thing was Niels connected with that ball as his boost hit 0. So much awareness of his boost control and momentum to score the first goal of this match.
There's gonna be a follow-up shot, that leads very much in danger almost immediately off the kickoff. But as you mentioned, Marky Dudar pumped up, talking. We've seen it before from him. Even the most famous Marky Dudar gif out there is of him shouting at the rest of his team, come on. And if Marky Dudar is that passionate, not only about this tournament, but about the game in general, he is a dangerous man to have on the field.
Oh, for sure. Marky has played his best when he's pumped up, and I think Niels and Pwned might enjoy that environment, which is the reason they picked him up. Because I don't want to be rude to Zentus, he's a quality Rocket League player, but in terms of pump, he is nothing like Marky.
I like how we're now talking about players in terms of their pump. However, Marky gets a full 10 out of 10 as Jazer wants to try and find himself. Be very difficult to do though on 0 boost. Now Excel have their opportunity to go on the offense, but once again leaving the ball. Niels Cook's also been taken out. It's dangerous as Juicy Kids make the offense happen. Still not quite in a position that Excel would like to be in. Stocky taking the ball away from Killer. I disagree with that. Maybe should have turned around and set himself up in a better position.
I agree, and even there, Killer number 7 throwing away the ball in an opportunity that could have been quite convenient for him to get a backboard touch.
Goal. Stocky will turn that one in.
How has that happened?
I mean, we talked about this earlier, about Excel constantly double committing, and the case yet again.
Beautiful touch though by Killer number 7. Definitely an underrated touch to hit it straight up into the ceiling and just take a player out of the game. Because if your teammate's tight to you, they're always going to be next to that ball and you're guaranteed to take a player out of the game. In this case, 2, and they score a goal.
It's like a rugby punt really, isn't it, to start off
Chip
the
and
game.
chase.
Oh, well, Killer number 7 chases down the kickoff and he's going to make it 2. Excel, they had the lead and now they don't.
That's interesting though, because Niels cheated up close to the ball when Marky did the kickoff that looks like you lose it to the back left. So that's just something you need to find out in your team. Like Marky's kickoff is get the ball early, lose it to a back corner, and they just don't seem to be able to react to that at the moment.
Pwned on the wall. He's basically giving this one straight back up to Jazer as Excel trying to get some breathing room over in defense. Now Pwned off the backboard. Stocky should be able to get to him, but it's still not quite safe, and Jazer has to come through and help out. This is a lot of boost used for Excel just to contain this offensive play. And if Excel can keep this moving, then they'll be in a very good spot indeed. However, it looks like Juicy Kids have not only played it away, but have set it up for a good opportunity. Killer wants to drop down and almost gets it, but Marky just in front stops the lead from going up by 2.
When that ball drops down from the corner at the ceiling, it's so dangerous because it's flush with your goal line. And all it takes is a powerful touch towards the net, and you can even pile drive it through the goalkeeper. On this occasion, though, good defense from XL keeps the scores close, but Juicy Kid's still ahead.
Pwned can't quite reach that ball. Doesn't mean loose. Has managed to steal some boost, though, so that we can mean players like Jazer. We have to wait even longer as yet another one stolen from the corner. Now going to be dropped straight down. Jazer can't quite get there, but it will be Killer. Comes to help out. How much time have Juicy Kids got left? How long until they are completely out of resources? It looks like Jazer finally managed to pick up something. And Excel have managed to drop the siege. The Juicy Kids did well to just about survive and not really have any major situations to deal with.
That's a bad clear from Niels. Anything which is lobbed up high near your own goal line, especially when both your teammates are looking for boost, is always going to result in a shot. On this occasion, didn't work out for them. You just got to be a little bit smarter with the way you clear. Sometimes a soft touch near your goal is better than trying to hit it hard.
Pwned clashing with Jazer, so that ball's going to go long. Still 2 goals to 1. 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining. And Juicy Kids have the lead. Now Stocky, he's still Machine. I think that's the longest Stocky's managed to stick with a name. It's about 2 hours, but I'm impressed nonetheless. He's now going to keep taking the ball. Killer with the shot off the top. Straight into the net, and now Juicy Kids look comfortable.
I think we've got to credit the pass here. Stocky just... Oh, no, there was no pass.
It was...
Okay, let's not credit the pass. I take that completely
back. You get nothing, Stocky.
It looked like Stocky tipped up to the side, but actually it was just an unusual bounce off of the curvature, which popped it up at that beautiful aerial height where all you got to do is hit it flat and it will go in just below the crossbar.
That's a little bit scary right there. That's the second time Juicy Kids have got a shot straight from the kickoff, almost in the exact same fashion. The first one resulted in a goal for them. This time around, not quite as much, but Excel have got all the work to do and very little time to do it. Attempting passing play, but there is no one around there for them to aim for. And a demoed Niels Cook will make that even more difficult as we head into the final 30 seconds of this match. Killer number 7, he's got options, but his favorite option is Killer number 7.
You know when you want a teammate nearby and do that quick 1-2?
Yeah.
On this occasion, that teammate was the wall. Killer number 7 Just quick little bit of a bounce off the wall, sends it in quickly, finds the quickest route to net, the safest route to net, and finishes that goal off, putting Juicy Kids in probably the most comfortable position we've seen between these two teams, and almost guaranteed taking this first game. But XL really need to step up their synergy, because at the moment there's just things that aren't clicking. Like, for example, that kickoff, they're passing, and if they can sort that out, they might be able to take Juicy Kids next game.
This definitely looks, oh wow, good shot there from Niels Cook. But this definitely looks like a team that is very recently formed, and they just don't quite have a sense of direction as to what they really want to do.
That was a very good shot. After watching that second time, that is some quality.
It's something I really wish I could get hyped for.
Yeah,
but apart from like a passing, what a good shot.
Yeah.
It doesn't really mean too much, because 19 seconds remaining, the Juicy Kids still firmly in control. Stocky going to come off the ceiling. He might have time for this. He even did the little rotation around, i.e. Squishy back in the World Championships. However, we are going to come to the end of this, and I really want to go back to the point I was trying to make earlier on about the lack of direction. This is because you've got the wrong team in your own head and you're still trying to save this. Yes, Gregan.
Game 2.
Yeah, of course.
We're going into game 2 here. As Juicy Kids have a 1-0 advantage. I knew that all the way through that last minute.
Here's Neil. Here's just Niels Cook. I'm going to play by play now, Gregan.
Go ahead, Sugar.
Mucky up high. He should get beat to this by Stocky on the Juicy Kids team. Now, Killer playing the ball downfield. Pretty weak touch, but has slowed the pace down, so Excel have got time to bring everybody back. Jazer looking for a flick up over to Stocky. Might be able to make something of this, especially after a bounce like that. But Juicy Kids, almost think as soon as Jazer had flicked, Stocky was the only one who could go forward, and they wanted to use him as a smoke screen whilst everyone got back.
Yeah, delaying that time for them to get a potential counter-attack. We've seen throughout the day, people have been very good at stalling. Once teams get ahead, they're very good at slowing it down. But that is a prime example of the time you need to do it all the time. As Killer number 7 sneaks that one in below. Motionless Jazer watches. And that puts Juicy Kids in the lead.
So 2 players on the wall, neither player really able to do much of anything. Excel's problem yet again, they just seem unknowing of each other's positioning or each other's preferences, and just not quite filling in the gaps, and instead everyone's just trying to do their own thing as if they want to be the center of the team. And that's just not working right now. You need someone around that can just fill.
Yeah, I don't know why Niels was having to make that save from the back. Well, that's going to be a shot opportunity. Markey not getting the control he needed to score that goal, and it's just not quite looking in XL's favor at the moment in every facet of the game.
Oh, Pone tries to take a shot, however, it was still blocked. Passing play was good, but Markey found himself too far forward. Now double commit. That's going to leave a 2v1, but Stocky plays the ball up high, and Jazer doesn't quite have the boost. A wasted opportunity from Juicy Kids, and now the counter-attack is on, but Markey too far forward. Even then, I don't really think there was much of an option to pass that far back. Once again, one of those inherent issues with trying to play from the corner. Double commit, Pwned takes the shot, but it's just not dangerous. Both teams in game number 2 looking incredibly shaky, but still Juicy Kids with a 1-0 lead.
We've got to remember, this tournament is important because obviously you want to get to the later stages and win it, but this is a huge chance for these teams to show what they're capable of. This is a rival series team versus an RLCS team, and right now the rival series team is looking a lot stronger, and this is their chance, the first tournament of the year, to really show why they deserve to be where they are. So this is Juicy Kids' chance to really prove themselves if they do make it to day 2, as they're looking likely to.
Well, it might not only be their chance to win, but they've got a chance on the offense. Stocky with another booming clear. Will put the ball to the other side. Now Jazer wins the race for the ball. Markey plays the ball down, but there's no options. So once again, Juicy Kids have ball, and Stocky with a ridiculously well-coordinated air roll. Still the offense on for Juicy Kids, but I hope they've got someone back, and they do. That's a really poor touch though. Markey just can't get there in time before Stocky did manage to fix his problem. Still 1-0, 2 minutes remaining. That clock is ticking down, and it's ticking down fast for Excel. They need to find a way through, but wasted possession yet again. Just playing the ball straight back over to Jazer.
I was so excited. Jazer getting a flip reset in a tournament match would be the dream for him.
That's going to be the follow-up. No one took around there, though. Absolutely right, I have to agree. Gregan, there's going to be yet another chance. Going to bounce off the backboard. Is anyone there to take the shot? Yes, they are. However, there's Jazer coming through from the side, getting the save, and now Juicy Kids have got a chance to move forward. Jay's a low boost, but he's still gonna go for the flick. It should go in, but there is a man known as Pondex.
No boost.
That keeps his team alive, and Jazer has to communicate to his team that he is out of juice. You know, 100 miles an hour for a second there, and now suddenly everyone has slowed down. Now Killer showing off some of those old 1v1 abilities. Marky's taking his time. I don't think anyone's communicated to Marky. You don't have time to take your time. You have a minute remaining before you are eliminated from DreamHack Open.
The theme of this tournament has been one goal is never enough. We've seen so many games that have been one goal the difference, and in the final moments it's all changed, and that will be going through Juicy Kids' head right now. They cannot sleep on one goal, and that is exactly why Marky Duda flopping that ball to the middle, Pondex waiting, they score a goal.
Just taking advantage of the angles available to him. Neither team has really had that much of a great showing in Game 2. They've picked it up, and now it looks like everyone's starting to really shift up the gears. It couldn't have come at a better time for Excel. They were on the verge of being out. They are still on the verge of being out. But it just seems like the momentum has shifted and they're finding more offensive opportunities.
It's looking nervy as well from Juicy Kids. They're sitting there knowing they've got to win this game and they're through. But they're just not being as effective with their touches. Earlier on in the last game, we were seeing them passing to each other, making momentum, finding each other for those shot opportunities.
Oh, Pone, huge mistake from him. Lucky enough, Juicy Kids were never thinking that he was going to try and go for that. Lovely touch from Jazer, not only to set himself up, but also gives his team time to rotate back after the double commit. And we could be very well on our way to overtime, as the Juicy Kids can create an opportunity from this. Probably unlikely, and it will not happen. Regan, we have overtime, and Excel must win.
I think the theme last game was this one goal thing, and it was the exact same situation. Overtime, one goal conceded, you're out.
It's going to be Marky. He's got the ball bouncing off players. A little bit worried about the players behind him as to whether or not they are going to move forward a little bit too much. Remember, Excel have had a bad habit of double committing at the worst possible times. Hopefully they will try and avoid that. Niels Cook going to go up. Pondex gets pulled off the ball. Now Marky Dudar is available. He was just shut down in the nick of time. He can go for yet another shot. That should be open, but Niels Cook waiting in the central side of the field, unable to even get close to the ball, and Juicy Kids will survive.
Survive is definitely the key word, because that was all in Excel's power to score a goal there. All three of them could have scored based off of a touch being in the right place. Stocky using his own backboard. It's always scary seeing that happen, but it's definitely a good route out of defense. Good
play there from Killer, using the fact that he had zero boost to instead use himself as a battering ram to challenge the ball, but still Excel on the offense. They've barely moved from here ever since they got their tying goal, and now Jazer will finally clear the lines for the Juicy Kids and may be able to follow it up. He was uncontested on that shot, just couldn't quite get decent contact. Now it's Juicy Kids' turn as they put wave after wave of offense onto the Excel half. Big pull put up by Niels Cook. Marky did think about it, but instead chooses to defend. It's probably a smart idea. You usually see as these overtimes get longer and longer, a bigger priority on defense. And the creativity of these teams is going to wind down that much more. Stocky. Very little boost, still did well with that. Now Marky by himself. Marky no longer a part of our pitch. As we've hit 2 minutes of overtime. Killer can follow this. He's going to be uncontested. So that is why Marky, recognizing that the boost was always going to be low by the time of contact, and he had time to just sit back and wait for the ball to come to him.
We're getting into the endurance stage of this overtime where, like you said, both teams are going to pull off a little bit with those crazy plays and look to just wait for the mistake and use that mistake to create a goal. Sometimes it's better just to do it in waves, just get a sprint on, start doing something creative for a bit and just say, okay, right, we'll have a break and we'll come back in. Because right now, neither team is really making themselves a way to a victory.
Oh, that is a bad pinch against Marky. That's going to be bouncing off the backboard as well. Who will be first? Pondex gets the flick up and he will keep his team safe as they try and come back. I believe Marky actually just got completely annihilated and taken down to the other end of the field, but he can take that to his own advantage. We come close to 3 minutes of overtime now. Stocky wants to go down the middle. Niels Cook, though, takes that one first. Marky was also an option just behind him. Should now be on the ball. As you mentioned, this is an endurance thing. And when you get to these like major overtimes, the ones that really matter, you also see teams less willing to ever go for anything that could even go close to a contest. Everyone wants to just get clean touches of the ball, otherwise they just won't even bother.
Yeah, with any game which is your knockout potential game, the mindset switches from I need to win this to I can't lose this. And with I can't lose, defense becomes a priority.
Now Pwned in the corner. Killer pretty loose with his touch, allowing Marky to go for the shot. Pwned had an opportunity there to start looking around and maybe go for a demo. Didn't quite come out as we start heading towards 4 minutes now. We could almost get ourselves a full extra game. These pros are complaining about a lack of best of fives. We're going to get close to that point anyway. As Killer takes his time. Might end up regretting that as Pwned has got it set up. The demo comes through, and the follow-up shot is not on target. Excel, with every single wave of offense, are looking more and more dangerous, and Juicy Kids need to finish this game soon.
You do not want to go to another game as a clean sheet once again, because it does just get that little bit more tense when you're in the final single game that could decide whether you're here tomorrow or not. This overtime is now approaching that point where it is a single game. Juicy Kids just need to find their creativity we saw not only in the first game of the series, but in the earlier series between these two teams.
Well, only one player back in that is Niels Cook. His team needs to rotate back and they need to do it quickly. Marky actually misses. Stocky sets himself up and can't find the target. The follow-up shot, not on target at all. And this time, it was Excel's turn to breathe. And what a great angle! Niels Cook will...
As you were hoping to, and that needs to change. These teams need to be in more control to score goals, but I think defensively that last game was superb to watch. Well, the overtime of the last game was superb to watch.
Even to start this match, you can already see the differences as Excel started off with an attempted passing play, something we didn't come close to seeing towards the end of that previous match. But they were almost caught on the counter-attack, and that does really seem to be what the story of this has started to turn out, as Excel's continued offense against Juicy Kids' ability to pounce on any mistakes that Excel made. Now another ball pounded over into the corner. Pwned wants to try and get a block, and he has got it. Just going to be given straight over to one of his teammates. Another pass outwards. There was two players committed, though, unnecessarily, and now Killer can try and set something up, but it's not quite going to happen. Pwned attempts to clear. But yet again, Excel seem to just commit players in places that really don't need to.
It's when they got zero boost, like Pwned is hanging about upfield with zero boost. What are you going to do there? If the ball gets hit to you, you can't adjust quickly, you haven't got enough boost to do so. Just get out of the way, get back, find some boost.
Ball up high. Here's going to beat Niels Cooks. He tries to find a Marky Dudar who didn't quite have the ability to go on the wall. From the looks of it, he's completely out of boost as he takes a small vacation on the major boost pad. Now Marky, he's got options, and he does try to take it. There was that hesitation, though, and that forced Niels Cook to slow down, meant that he couldn't quite reach the pass.
Those infield passes are so dangerous if you literally find the nose of your teammate as they're going forward at full speed. As you said, a little bit of hesitancy, a little bit of timing issue, which comes with synergy. You get used to how your teammates move, so therefore you can aim for their car in a perfect way, but it wasn't the case, as this has been a 0-0 game. Last game we saw 4 minutes 50 without a goal, probably even longer just before that overtime. I think this game is going to be similar. These teams have tightened up hugely.
Stocky gets the setup, it's going to go off the post, another shot comes in. It's scramble defense, but finally the scramble offense will come out on top.
Ever want a goal? Ask me to say there's not going to be many goals, because that's what happened straight away. And it was, as you said, scramble defense. I think there was 3 players who were just around the goal.
Juicy Kids used splash, and for once it was effective.
Exactly. Everyone in the Juicy Kids team tried to find a shot that in some way didn't do what they were expecting, and eventually killer number 7 was gifted.
So we were in this position last game. Excel were able to make a comeback. That's actually a very good touch, but there was going to be no one available for the follow-up shot.
Why are you going for that?
Now going to go straight to the net, and Niels Cook will tie it up. But Gregan, you were mumbling a bit there. You weren't happy.
Why are you going for that? there's no world where that is a smart decision, because you're never going to get there first. You're never going to add anything to the situation if your teammate gets there first. The only thing that can happen is you can concede if they shoot it on target, or get lucky if they miss.
It's Niels Cook shooting. He's going to shoot it on target.
Exactly.
Niels Cook's passes are shots. As we actually saw, he tried to pass it from that corner in the last game. Now it's going to be Pwned with the block. It's actually going to go straight in. Pwned has never won a challenge this well in his entire life, and it's never come at a better time.
It was a quality aerial just coming in, had a nice angle covered for the potential clear, and at the final moments adjusted so he could push it towards the net. I think a lot of people will consider that luck, but it's definitely a lot.
He's read that one.
He's read that very well, and micro adjustments at the final moment allowed him to guide that towards the net. So smart from Pwned being aggressive.
Oh, there's going to be the third for Killer, just there in time. It was only a matter of seconds ago. The Juicy Kids were one goal up, and now suddenly Excel find themselves one goal to the better. Jayza clears long, looking for Killer. Killer wants to get it back down to Jayza. It's going to be difficult to make anything, but Jayza has managed to pinch it against his opponent, and we're all tied up yet again.
Yeah, Killer number 7 making the smallest of touches that threw off Pwned, turned him into a paddle for Jayza to squeeze it in off of. The two flat cars in the lobby make a very nice pinch together, and that ball goes towards the net, and we're back to level score. We had a little brief period of sloppy defense.
What was that kickoff again? Stocky only needed to make contact, and once again we would have had a leader changed for the third time this match. Niels wants to get a long clear. Markey doesn't have time to stop his car from moving, otherwise he will get challenged like he was. So now back to the corner. He just wants to try and bait Niels Cook to try and go back over there, see what he can do. Jayza now plays it back into Excel's half. The pace has slowed down yet again, much like we saw in game 2. Everyone not necessarily trying to create much, but just ensure that the ball is not near their goal.
And that's going to be going towards the XL half. You never want to be retreating as people are passing it towards the net. XL get away with it on this occasion. We enter the final minute, scores are level. And if you could say to these two teams before the tournament that one goal was going to separate them, that is what would happen. Juicy Kids go up 1 goal. 6 of 7 games on pretty much now between these two teams. We've seen them play so many times, and that could be the difference, a dunk.
I mean, even at the dunk, even if they managed to clear their lines, it was a poor touch. Even if the dunk doesn't come in, it was a poor touch and it was another double commit. The goal was happening no matter what, but thankfully Stocky gave us a bit of a better goal by reading that one. Once again, we have ourselves a different leader. Juicy Kids now just have to hold on for 30 more seconds, and Excel will be eliminated. Killer wants to keep the ball in the Excel half of the field. A big demo will leave the ball for Stocky, who actually misses it. And now Jayza comes forward. 30 seconds is now turned into 10. Niels Cook wants to do some damage. He's gonna do some damage, whoa, but a defensive wall is erected and no one can get past. And one last throw of the dice is available to Excel if they can even get the ball, but they